Many of us making and watching these videos are the most ardent of animal lovers. But sometimes that does not prepare you for when this love isn't returned. Too often we've heard accounts of when these creatures attack, whether it is warranted or not, and that can leave a bitter taste in the mouth of those who come across them. Although some of these horrifying events have gone undocumented, the recent advent of trail cams have helped us record some of these truly terrifying events of these varmints' attacks. So today we're going to show you some of these troubling incidents. Here are some of the most terrifying encounters with unknown beasts that were captured by trail cams. The enemy of my enemy. We take a trip to the past in order to start off this list of terrifying human encounters with unknown beasts. Back in the 60s, when Nixon joined the conflict between North Vietnam and South Vietnam, all participants in this Cold War-era proxy war were forced to reckon with an unpredicted enemy, lurking within the Vietnamese jungles. During the war, the two sides were forced to go into battle with what was described as a group of large rock-throwing apes, who took offense to the conflict brought about by the nefarious humans, described by the Americans as rock apes. Ingenious, right? And by the Vietnamese as the Batutas. These creatures were described as being 6 foot tall and covered with red hair. Although you might think this was some of the ancestors of the Weasleys or something. This is highly unlikely, and both sides took this primate threat so seriously that in 1974, towards the end of the Vietnam War, Hoang Minh Tha, a Vietnamese general, planned a failed attempt to capture and kill some of these creatures. Some years later, evidence of their existence was revealed to the world when a professor of Hanoi's Pedagogical University revealed that he had come across an 11-inch long humanoid footprint out in the Vietnamese jungle, of which he made a cast that was analyzed. The conclusion was that these footprints definitely didn't match any primate, humans included. As expected, there are naysayers to these accounts of the Batutat, with some believing that these creatures may or may not have been orangutans, but that these species of primate being extinct in Vietnam for many a millennia. Some have also speculated that some of these soldiers may have been hallucinating. If any Vietnam War vets can give any clarity to these encounters, please oblige us in the comment section below. Angry deer. The next terrifying footage of animals that was caught on camera is one that has truly scary connotations. In the middle of the woods, a trail cam came across a massive buck with a full-size styrofoam deer target stuck onto its horn, probably as a result of an enraged encounter with the inanimate object. Cute and adorable to most observers of these majestic creatures, people can be forgiven for thinking that deer are meek animals whose purpose on Earth is to be fawned over or used as game during deer hunting season. This image with the deer target stuck in the deer's horns should serve as a stark reminder that these creatures, while not as dangerous as a bear or a puma, could leave you with an encounter that could end up in tears or even death, and their long and somewhat jagged horns are capable of taking anyone down. It's wise to move accordingly while you're out in the wild. Coyotes hunt Bambi and his mom. The next alarming footage of animals captured by a trail cam is one that serves as a stark reminder that nature is truly cruel. While we mention how dangerous deer could be, especially when enraged enough to stand up for themselves, it's unfortunate that they exist near the bottom of the food pyramid and are understandably prey to much more aggressive creatures. In this footage, we can see a deer and her baby attempt to evade a pack of hungry coyotes, looking for something to make their nocturnal snacks. Try as they may and as hard as they might, it's only a matter of time before something gives. And these canines sink their teeth and gnaw on the bones of this deer and her baby. Unfortunately, this is no Disney movie, and unlike the movie Bambi, there's a high chance that this fawn will be killed alongside its mother. Stalking predator. The next footage on our list of scary events caught on camera was taken a few years ago in 2017, when an animal page on social media uploaded the footage of a strange large predator as it made its way through the woods. Upon analysis of the footage, you notice that this large hairy beast was prowling around on its two hind feet, wading through the forest with its long and jagged claws. Some speculated that this was a large bear making its way through the woods. After all, bears are also able to walk around on its two hind legs. This serves as a reminder that these creatures are out there in the wild, so we must be careful as we explore the woods and forests in the area. You never know when you might come across these massive predators as they search for who or what to descend upon. Rumble in the jungle. The next footage on our list also involves bears, but while it's scary enough when they attack humans and descend on them, it can be said that it's even scarier when we watch them tear each other apart. 3 trail cams happened to record such a terrifying scene when 2 bears went toe-to-toe with one another in a forest, ripping and biting at each other for an unknown reason. Perhaps over some food they wanted to claim for themselves, or some territory that they didn't want to share with any other predator, such as themselves. Bears can be territorial, and this seemed to be the case as they tore each other apart. After a brief standoff, the bears proceeded to wrestle and bite at each other, neither willing to back off. It is one of the most awesome yet terrifying bout you'd find out there in nature. Forest Elf Whisperer. For the next entry on our list of terrifying creatures, we take a look at some mythical entities that would today be unbelievable to see. Here, a seemingly senile old man out in the forest gives us accounts of how he spotted a race of tiny elf-like creatures out in the woods. Although this might seem like the incredulous tales of an old man losing his mind, we are forced to believe him when we notice these tiny pixie-like sprites as they emerge from the shrubs and mushrooms. Nonetheless, people just cannot get their heads around the existence of these fairies, and understandably, some believe that the footage must be fake. However, as we've learned from our previous videos, you cannot dismiss the evidence before us just because it was deemed implausible. After all, this is not the first time such creatures have been caught on camera. The real question is, are these creatures truly fairies? If not, what are they, and why are they hiding from us? If any of our viewers have any answers, please do us a solid and let us know what they are in the comment section below. Black bear chasing cyclist in the woods. We return to the bears in the woods in order to make our final terrifying entry. This time, this serves as another reminder that these massive killing machines can destroy humans with horrifying ease. In this footage, we are about to show you a trail cam that was able to capture the moment a rider in the woods got a startling reminder as to how dangerous these wild beasts can be. While he was riding down a trail on his bike, the man was alarmed to learn that he was being hunted down by a black bear. Unsurprisingly, he sped off while thanking his lucky stars that he was able to do so. It's important that people who go camping in forests and woods should always remember how dangerous these wild bears can be. With that, our video has come to an end. Let us know your thoughts on these creepy sightings in the comments below. And if you liked what you saw, what's keeping you from hitting that subscribe button and turning on post notifications? Trust me, you don't want to miss any of our videos.